Unemployment is not only a local problem. It is a problem in the United States, it's a problem in the UK. When I was in the UK, there was a problem of unemployment. Somehow we immigrants found jobs, but there was unemployment. That's a story for another day. But there's genuinely unemployment in Uganda. Do you believe it is there, or you believe it is more of a pseudo problem that can actually easily be solved?
No, of course it's a very big problem, and actually it's a huge problem, because I'll tell you, every year we churn out about 606,000 people into the job market as a country.
Only
606 people who are trained, 606,000. That's not only, that's a very big number.
We could do more if our education system was working a lot better.
We'll get to that, I'm sure, at some stage. But 600,000 people, 606 to be precise, 1,000 people in the job market thrown out there. And do you know how many jobs we create in that same period, in 1 year? 149,000 jobs. And not all of them are actually very good jobs, deserving of a graduate or some of the people who are thrown out there. So we have a deficit of about 450,000 and then people thrown out there who do not get employment every year. Okay? Now, people ask me, how are you going to get employment for the youth and so on? And there are all sorts of populist answers that you can give. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But the truth is, employment or unemployment is a factor of the economy, of a good economy. That's why in developed countries, they will tell you, somebody will say that we've created the lowest unemployment figures. Why? They are saying we've created a booming economy, and the booming economy sucks in jobs because it creates. Now, I'll give you an example. In Uganda, I've told you 606,000 people thrown out in the job market. I'm taking a sample of 1 year. Like that was 2018, and in that same year we had 149,000 jobs created. Now in Kenya,
so you've got about 500,000 people frustrated.
450,000 people frustrated. Now in Kenya, in a year, the same year, they churned out 800,000 jobs. So if we had,
it's a big economy.
That's my point. That's why they have those jobs. Now, if we built our economy to be as competitive and as robust as theirs, and we could produce those figures of jobs, then we could have a surplus of jobs, because we are 600,000 people are going in the market, we are producing 800,000 jobs. Thank you, people have their choice. People can choose between this and this. So jobs.
So you don't believe in all this that is being said, that our economy has been growing and one of the fastest growing in the world?
That is absolute rubbish. That's absolute horse manure. Let me tell you, fastest growing in the world. 20 years ago, about 20, maybe late 90s, we actually had a bigger GDP than Tanzania. Now, Tanzania has twice our GDP. We are 30-something billion, they are $66 billion. They have doubled us in that period. Okay? But now when these apologists start talking about figures, they create very, very slight changes. I was in a webinar with one of them, and of course it was very controlled by the movement. So the man told me, in this year we had this number of this year we have this number, showing me improvements, okay? But he's showing me improvements that have existed over a very long period of time. Then, wait, hold on. Then he asks me a yes or no question. Yes or no. So give me this yes or no question. So, is Uganda improving? Yes or no? So I look at him and the very disingenuous question. So I ask him a question. My son was 4 feet tall at the age of 8, but he got to 19 when he's 4.5 feet tall. Is he growing taller? Yes or no?
He is.
Yes, that's my point. But at 19, if he's 4.5 feet, he's a midget. Whereas he's a midget. If he's 4 feet at 8, that's okay. Yes. But if he gets to 19 and he has only added half a foot,
so you're basically saying stunted children are also growing children.
But my point is that we are midget. We are putting on very small figures. In 14 years, he has only added half a foot.
So are you saying, in effect, that if the economy is growing, the yardstick is how many of its educated lot is it able to absorb?
It will absorb so many people, and it's not just size of economy, but that's a big thing also. And of course the size of the private sector, and we have a very shrunken private sector. and all of it is almost all of it is tied to some kind of political, godfathers. So there is very little clear private sector of people who started businesses and actually went and made them thrive. And now we have a lot of startups as a country, people who are starting up their own businesses, and that has been put out there as good. But in truth, when a country develops and its economy develops, the number of startups reduce. That is a known fact, because most people after university choose to go into employment and pursue a career rather than starting. Now that's what happened with Asia. There was a time when the economy was not good. They have all sorts of startups. Everybody is thinking of starting up a business in ABC.
Because there's nothing else to do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But now when the economy grows, then the startups reduce, and now people choose to go into career because they are actually big and small SMEs, even for some cases SMEs, but also big businesses which can take them in.
Uganda for Uganda, Rwanda, Uganda, Uganda for Uganda. Let's rock this nation. Mutandikanga.